I'm Steve Sarmento, and this is Three of a Kind, a segment where I look at three films with a common thread. This week, we look in the mirror and try to figure out who we are.
Good morning!
Morning!
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
Morning, Truman.
Morning, Spencer. Hey, Pluto. Oh, no. Get down.
He won't hurt you.
Get down. Yeah, I know. It's just me.
Come on, Pluto.
You know Truman. Everyone knows Truman. If you don't know Truman, you need to meet Truman Burbank. Before the first survivor was voted off the island, housewives were desperate, or we were keeping up with anyone, there was Truman. The first celebrity whose life was shaped by the media, except in this case, he wasn't aware of it. Peter Weir's 1998 film was ahead of its time. From a script by Andrew Niccol, The Truman Show focuses on the life story of Truman Burbank, who, from the moment of his birth, has had nearly every second of his life broadcast for all to see. His life is part of a grand experiment that provides an entertaining narrative, including strategic product placements, and relies on scripted events to keep Truman content to live a routine, safe, and predictable life. The result is must-watch television unlike anything anyone had seen before. Truman has the life anyone could wish for, a picture-perfect life. One day, a few unexpected events lead Truman to begin asking questions and looking toward the boundaries of his daily life. What he finds is more than he expected and causes him to begin making changes to his daily routine in an effort to discover if there's more to life than meets the eye. Ultimately, Truman is able to face the unknown and makes a decision to live life on his own terms and define who he is for himself rather than others. In the nearly 20 years since its release, The Truman Show has moved from being considered a clever comedy to being understood as a complex commentary on the role entertainment and media play in our daily lives, and it presaged the current reality TV show genre and the scripted and production-guided versions of reality that are now available on nearly every television network. The Truman Show is far from the reality television that we have come to expect, which thrives on conflict, tension, and escalating drama, which perhaps is its own commentary on the nature of what is valued as entertainment. But Truman's story does bring us to question whether we are in control of our own lives, or if our days are more directed by external influences than our own internal motivations. The Truman Show is rated PG for thematic elements and mild language. In Shutter Island, Martin Scorsese's fourth collaboration with Leonardo DiCaprio, we are introduced to Teddy Daniels, a U.S. Marshal that finds himself with a new partner during an investigation on an island in Boston Harbor. Teddy was in Dachau during World War II and saw some truly horrific sights. Teddy lost his wife in an apartment fire. Now, Teddy suffers from nightmares and has headaches and migraines. Teddy is about to face a dark, mysterious, and disturbing mystery, the disappearance of a patient from a locked room in a mental hospital. In a place where most of the inhabitants have lost touch with reality, Teddy is going to have to work hard to find the truth. Based on Dennis Lehane's novel of the same name, Shutter Island is a film that skillfully uses camera and story to present a multi-layered narrative that demands repeat viewing to track the multiple components and tease out the details richly revealed through the images Robert Richardson's cinematography provides us. As the investigation progresses, Teddy reveals to his partner Chuck, played by Mark Ruffalo, that he is really investigating a larger conspiracy at the hospital. Suspicious and somewhat coincidental circumstances create various barriers and opportunities for Teddy. His dreams and flashbacks become more prominent as he digs deeper into his investigation, making it more and more difficult for him to keep track of his facts and make sense of the multiple clues and hints that he discovers. During his investigation, Teddy has a conversation with George Noyce, a patient at Ashcliff. This conversation causes Teddy to begin questioning whether or not he is in control of the situation on the island.
Don't you get it? Everything you were up to, your whole plan. This is a game. All of this is for you. You're not investigating anything. You're a f***ing rat in a maze. George, you're wrong. You're wrong. No, really. Been alone much since you got here?
I've been with my partner.
You never worked with him before, have you?
He's a U.S. Marshal.
You never worked with him before, have you?
George, look, I I know people. I trust this man.
Then they've already won.
Teddy's mind begins to blur the barrier between his dreams, memories, and the events at Ashcliff, resulting in a final act of the film that causes Teddy and the viewer to question who he really is. The film's narrative is a slowly building puzzle that revolves around Teddy and his grasp on reality. Shutter Island is rated R for disturbing violent content, language, and some nudity. Rhoda Williams was destined for great things. At the age of 17, she had been accepted at MIT. Rhoda was on a path to change the world. Instead, Rhoda, after a night drinking with friends to celebrate her acceptance to MIT, gets into her car to drive home. Distracted by a news story announcing the recent discovery of a new planet, she hits a car stopped at an intersection, putting John, the driver, into a coma and killing his son and pregnant wife. This was no longer the life Rhoda had planned. Mike Cahill's 2011 film Another Earth uses the sci-fi premise of the discovery of a planet similar to our own to weave philosophical themes into Rhoda's story as she attempts to restart her life after 4 years in prison. Since the time of the collision, the planet has now come closer to our own, and there is a mission plan to send someone to this other Earth-like planet. Seeing this as an opportunity for a fresh start to her life, Rhoda enters an essay contest that will be selecting who is sent. As part of her repentance for her past actions, Rhoda also chooses to track down the father that survived the collision. She insinuates herself into John's life by pretending to work for a house cleaning service offering a free trial cleaning. Because she was a minor at the time of the collision, Rhoda's name was not part of the records regarding the accident, so John has no way of knowing who she really is. Meanwhile, attempts to contact the other Earth have not been successful. But one evening, during a televised attempt to reach the other planet, radio contact is briefly established by Dr. Joan Tallis.
This is Dr. Joan Tallis of SETI. Is someone there? Do you read me?
This is Dr. Joan Tallis.
We're getting feedback.
Hello? Hello? My name is Joan Tallis. I am the director of SETI in Mountain View, California.
When were you born?
May 7th, 1954. When were you born?
May 7th, 1954. Mount Pleasant, New York.
Robinson Hope Hospital.
I took a trip to Cape Canaveral when I was a kid. Did you?
Yes, I was 11.
What did you buy at the gift store?
Space food. I thought I would be going to space. I bought these Astro strawberries.
What?
Oh, come on.
What? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't understand what that
Kimberly,
means.
it's just an elaborate pose.
What is it?
There's gotta be an explanation.
Wait.
Jeff.
While asking this final question, Dr. Tallis writes her own response on a pad of paper, which she reveals to television viewers. She has written, "Space Strawberries." It is soon learned that this other Earth is identical to our own, offering the possibility of meeting an alternate version of yourself. This is not an action-based science fiction film, but rather one that discusses topics like Plato's cave, fate, and whether we are capable of changing our lives. To dig deeper into the story would spoil the character development at the core of the story and the journey that Rhoda takes. Watch this film with a friend. The final moments will leave you with much to discuss. Based on a script by Cahill and Britt Marling, who portrays Rhoda in the film, Another Earth is rated PG-13 for disturbing images, some sexuality, nudity, and brief drug use. Is an unexamined life worth living? These three films show us different characters that, due to their circumstances, are forced to ask questions of themselves. Can I set my own path and live life on my own terms, or am I doomed to let others define who I am? Can I escape the mistakes of my past and move forward by redefining who I am? These are questions with no simple or easy answers. However, these three films provide you with the context for discussing these questions and offer the opportunity for you to begin answering them for yourself. For the next reel, I'm Steve Sarmento. Next month, we explore the struggles of self-expression.